Stacey, why did this crypto summit fall flat? Because hopes were pretty high.
Well, I think it's important to realize that unlike markets that react instantaneously, policymaking requires patience. It's a slow process. So, yes, the ball started rolling on Friday with the president's call for the creation of a strategic reserve and digital assets stockpile. There's a lot of details, as we've been discussing. A lot of details still need to be filled in, and there's still a role for Congress to play.
Stacey, with the work that you've done, with the government relations that you built, the advisory work you've been doing to companies trying to ascertain what the government might do, is there consistency enough? Because I think the fact that you're saying it's day one, it takes a while to really digest what a strategic Bitcoin reserve means. But the lead up to the strategic reserve was long, and many had anticipated there would be buying, that maybe it wouldn't just be Bitcoin. We were allowed to get over-enthusiastic about what the announcement would be.
Well, I mean, it's a great question. And I think essentially more conversations will have to happen, right? Congress will have to be involved. These are long discussions. I do think, looking at the details, one thing that I think is really interesting is, the part that the public was able to see. There were interesting comments made, especially by the Treasury Secretary, where he suggested that the Treasury was going to be playing a role in assessing the tax code and looking at risk weighting. And I thought that was a really interesting hint. I'm very interested to see what Treasury does working with the OCC and the IRS. What the Secretary had promised was, looking at applicable regulations and amending or rescinding as necessary. I'm interested in seeing whether he is limiting those comments just to the strategic reserve or whether he was suggesting something broader, and there's more to come.
Well, you served within the Treasury Department and you was in staff of the Office of Tax Policy, so you're someone who should know about these tax perspectives. And thanks, Jackie, for holding on for this moment. But Stacey, I am interested in what it means in terms of the future of on-ramps here. We talked about stable coins getting some sort of regulatory clarity. That's something that investors want, not just tax clarity too.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There are calls for clarity across the board. Those are largely in Congress's purview. And this week in Congress, if we can take a quick shift to look at what's going on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue, there will be, this week we're going to have action on stablecoins and on information reporting in taxes. So we're going to see it's a very busy week in these areas, both coming out of the White House, reactions to that, and actual, policy making on the Hill.
You mentioned that Congress is going to have to be involved. What kind of bipartisanship do we see around crypto?
Yeah, increasing. Right. And I think it's important for people to realize, especially in the work that I do, that every Congress is different. Right. And so last year we did see a shift over the years for this issue to be sort of increasingly partisan. But a lot of that was largely to do with the political realities. You had the Biden administration that was signaling, skepticism, right? Some would say hostility to some areas of digital assets. And the heading into a contentious election year, Democrats were going to, defer to their party leader. Now, political winds have shifted, right? We have a Republican-controlled Congress. Clearly, policymaking will be happening in this space. And that middle, that opportunity for bipartisanship is much broader than it ever has been.